Hello, everyone. Hi, happy Wednesday. My name is Jennifer Waters, and I am part of the CNY fertility team, CNY Healing Arts, and I'm happy to be here with you today. I hope everybody's doing good. I wasn't here last week. It's been such a busy time, right? Spring forward, the new moon, full moon eclipse brought us a lot of energy, a lot of momentum, and a lot of positivity. So I hope that everybody is feeling that way. Um, I want to share with you just a couple tips on how to prevent miscarriage. In the past week or so, I've talked with so many of you that have had unfortunate, unexplained losses. So I want to share with you some information that I really feel is going to benefit you. And some of you are already out there having gone through some of these tips with positive results. So I'm very happy. Um, Hi, Lisa. Yes, I got your email, and I'm so sorry that I did not respond. And I think that I will today. Everything that you're doing is helping. I get a lot of the same questions. We're all the same ultimately, right? We all want the same things. And when it comes to improving egg quality and preventing recurring pregnancy loss, it comes down to cellular energy. How do we increase the energy in our cells, right? And so most of us have inflammation in our gut. I do a lot of gut tests now, the microbiome standard process gut test. And what I've learned through all of that, including myself, is that we all are dealing with inflammation in our gut, right? This is what Dr. Kiltz has been talking about for how many years. And I can tell you, we have the data to prove that it's right. The dysbiosis, the elevations in candida, in E. coli, in leaky gut, small intestine bacterial overgrowth is a form of strep. And this is what all of us are dealing with, right? It's not your fault. I don't want you to feel like shame or guilt that this has happened to you, because everybody's doing the best that they can. And a lot of it does come down to what we're eating, how we're eating, when we're eating, why we're eating, right? Digesting our food well, having enough acid in our stomach so that we can break down protein. If you are doing keto, I really want to make sure that you're getting enough HCl in order to break down the protein, right? So you want to be able to assimilate all of the nutrients, all of the B vitamins, all of the iron that's available to you in red meat. And if your hydrochloric acid has decreased for a variety of reasons, age, pharmaceutical drugs, could be other things, then you want to make sure that you're getting, you can supplement. There's some really good, simple ways to improve your HCl. In fact, apple cider vinegar is one of them. You can do a little shot of vinegar before your meal and make sure that acid level is up so that you can digest that amount of protein. So it's one of the reasons why I love using light therapy, phototherapy, is because we get to bypass the gut, right? We are going right into the cells, right into the mitochondria, directly into increasing the amount of ATP that's coming out of the mitochondria. And so that's what we do. What do you think of the emotional aspects in fertility? I think it's huge. I'm glad that you brought that up, because especially when you've suffered a miscarriage, there's a lot of emotion there, right? Those of you that have been, listening to me know that I talk a lot about it's not what you're thinking, it's often what you're not thinking. This is not new information. This is the work of Dr. Bruce Lipton, of anybody that does hypnosis, anybody that does SRI, somatic respiratory integration. That is the newest thing that I've been doing and experiencing myself, and I absolutely love it. The more you can free up your emotions, the body follows, right? The body keeps score. Our mind is totally free and open. It is intangible. The body is dense, right? So we free up our mind in order to move the body along. And it takes a little more time, but it starts in the mind, which is the emotions, right? So, whatever emotional state you're in, the first step is always to acknowledge it, right? And then the second step is to shift it in a way that's loving and accepting. This is the EFT technique. They do a lot of that. I absolutely love that because it acknowledges your feelings and then you are allowed to be yourself. It's all about self acceptance. But the thing that's really interesting for me, I find, is to how do we access the programming that we've had from ages 0 to 7, right? This is what is running the show. If you were told over and over from ages 0 to 7 that your body's unreliable, you can't trust yourself, disease is inevitable, everybody over the age of 32 is old. These are things that are very challenging to get out of the subconscious mind. It can absolutely be done, and I highly recommend doing it because it will change your life. What we feel and how we think, how we've been programmed is some of the most important things that we can work on now. And then whatever supplements you decide to add in, whether it's eutrophin, ovotrophin, anything, it's going to work better because now your mind, the subconscious mind, is in harmony with the body and there isn't that battle or resistance. Okay, so the other thing I want to say is if you are working with a practitioner, whether it's an acupuncturist, a naturopath, whoever, functional medicine doctor, please get a diagnosis. Okay, now you are not your diagnosis. We know that. But in order to prevent miscarriage, we need to know which pattern are you. There's 3 patterns from a Chinese medicine point of view that are going to contribute to recurring pregnancy loss. Now, there's lots of other things in the functional medicine world that also influence, right? There's genetics, there's the MTHFR gene, which means you should be taking a methylated form of folic acid. There's all of that. But from a traditional Chinese medicine point of view, you're one of 3 things. You're too hot, you're too tired, or you're too stuck. Okay? So that's a really simplified version of the 3 patterns, which I like to make it really simple because then the antidote, the treatment for that is really simple, right? So if you're too hot, you have to cool down. And we have to look at what's causing you to have night sweats, hot flashes, being hot all the time, needing to take off clothes, living in air conditioning when it's only 70 degrees out. Let's take a look at what's causing that. I love, love, love looking at root cause. Instead of just taking a bunch of pills, hoping things work out, and sometimes they do, let's really take a look a little bit deeper and see what's causing you to have these symptoms. The symptoms are a reflection of what's going on a deeper level. So I ask everybody in the clinic who I see who's working with another practitioner, what's your diagnosis? 9 out of 10 times they come back with, they don't have a diagnosis. So that just doesn't set well with me because we are trained in school to give everyone a differential diagnosis. It's not the easiest thing to do, but let's come up with some kind of blueprint game plan to really help you change your pattern. Then when we add in a couple things, most likely you are going to have successful outcomes. There's 2 things that I absolutely love. The phototherapy patches, in particular, the energy enhancers and the stem cell patch, right? If you have a history of miscarriage, please, let's get you on one or both of those patches through your first trimester, at least. It's a small investment. It's 100% money back guarantee. So let's try. Okay, so that's the first thing. We're bypassing the gut, we're donating energy, we're utilizing your body's light in the form of heat, reflecting it back in to create changes endogenously on a cellular level. We can prove this. Ectopic pregnancy. That's tricky, you know. Yes, I would say, Courtney, definitely let's have you do some castor oil packs after. Let's bring down the inflammation there and let's prepare your uterus in terms of location and lining in the best way possible. So some abdominal massage. Look for an Arvigo therapist in your area. Do some abdominal work, castor oil packs, acupuncture, light therapy, all of that helps a lot. It's kind of an anomaly, right? Like it's it's so random, it seems, why that happens, but it's fairly common. You're not alone and there's things that can be done. And again, work on the emotion that's connected to that. Whatever you feel is correct. Okay? So don't feel like it has to be logical, whatever you're feeling. So, and it's probably triggering something that goes way back to the beginning. Um, I would only do castor oil packs during stimming if it's over your liver. It's a gentle thing to do. Again, if we're bypassing the gut, we're doing transdermal stuff, and it's going to make everything work better, right? So we want the liver doing what it's designed to do optimally so that you get the best outcomes. The other thing, there is one product. You can email me. You can access it through my website, jenniferwaters.net, that I really want you to take at least through the first trimester, possibly second trimester, depending on your history. It's not very expensive. It's very easy to do. You take it during meals. I want you to think of your supplementation as part of your meal plan instead of, oh, I have to take these fistful of pills in order to make me well. No, let's think about it in terms of micronutrients that you're not getting in your food because the soil is depleted. I don't care if it's organic or biodynamic or non-GMO or GMO, our soil's depleted. It's impossible for us to get everything that we need through our food now. So just supplement a little bit. The trace minerals are really important, easy to get down. I like the liquid drops. Again, it's not a pill, it's something you can put into your water and just drink it down. And we are getting into the cellular level, getting your cells the energy that they need. What else? Unexplained infertility is the most challenging. It really is. But from a Chinese medicine, a functional medicine, an integrative medicine point of view, everything can be explained. We just have to go into the root causes a little bit deeper. So we can look at cellular damage. We can look at mold and fungal infections. We can look at heavy metal toxicity. We can look at gut dysbiosis. What is causing your gut inflammation? And when you do a gut test, it's amazing what comes out. It's not a lot of investment. And I recommend doing one, every couple of years based on symptoms. But to do that initial test to see how much candida you have, which can be fine if it's in harmony with the other phylum and bacteria, it's fine. But on its own, if it's too high, it's not fine. It's wrecking havoc in your body. I'm not sure. Oh, yes. Definitely light therapy is going to help egg quality. Absolutely. It depends on the device that you're using and the size, how much superficial fascia you have on your abdomen. If we can use the near infrared frequency to get all the way into your ovaries, that's ideal. If not, if you have a fairly dense fascial layer, otherwise known as fat, then we want to use the patches so that we're creating endogenous biochemical responses. We can accelerate the healing experience with phototherapy patches and all other kinds of light therapy. because I've been involved in the light world for so long, people constantly email me about should they do the light therapy, the red light therapy at their gym? Yes, the answer is yes. Absolutely, it's going to help you. Should they do all kinds of other things? There's lots of different devices out there now. And if that is around your area where you live, go for it. Whatever you're drawn to is most likely what you need, right? You have to rely on yourself. Develop your intuition in a way that you trust yourself. If you can't trust yourself, who can you trust? So, my secret mission in life is for everybody to, in a way, become their own doctor, at least their own health coach, right? And I know that's a stretch for some of you that you're not inclined to the body. It's like my mechanic saying, well, can't you just intuitively figure out what's wrong with your car? Well, probably not, but I wasn't born as a car. So, as much as you can, trust your gut. If you're drawn to something, try it out. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it. Okay. You can do castor oil packs anytime. Obviously, post transfer on the lower abdomen, do not do that. But over the liver, listen, here's the thing about castor oil. You can put it on your boobs, you can put it in your armpits, you can put it anywhere. It's going to soften and dissolve accumulations. It's very safe. It's wonderful. You can put it on your face, in your hair. So it's very user friendly. Red light therapy. No, Erica, if you're gonna do light therapy after an FET, you can just don't do it on your lower abdomen, right? But you could put it over your thyroid, it depends on the system. If you have a pad-based system, you can put it anywhere. You can put it on your back if you have pain. Here's the thing. Light gets the body to do what it was designed to do, which is heal and repair itself. Okay. So you're releasing nitric oxide from the red blood and endothelial cells. That is the miracle molecule that is going to help clean up the terrain. It's antibacterial. We can actually grow new capillaries. It's called angiogenesis through the release of nitric oxide. So it just wakes up the body. If you have thyroid issues, which most of us do, you can put the pad literally right over your thyroid and get it to start waking up. It's going to naturally detoxify. When you combine that with a little, let's say, iodine, which is great for the thyroid, it is a natural antiseptic. When you combine it with light, boom, now you're having a really good combination of modalities. They work together. Eugenia, no, you didn't miss anything. The discussion about castor oil. Listen, if you guys email me, then I can share with you the thing I made about castor oil packs. Red light therapy does not damage DNA. There's a lot of conflicting information out there. Dr. Hamlin, if you want to get all of the real science about light therapy, Google Hamlin, Hamblin. He's a PhD at Harvard that has done more studies and research on light therapy than any other person on the planet in this, past 50 or 100 years. So it is amazing. It absolutely does not damage your DNA. I'm sorry to tell your physician, he or she is incorrect. So, yeah, he might be thinking about other kinds of light. Remember, Einstein said the universe is made up of two things, sound and light. So that's a pretty wide spectrum. So there's so many things within that sphere. And in the category of light, there's all kinds of pulsed electromagnetic field devices, Rife devices, all kinds of things. So then we get into the visible spectrum of the LED light therapy. I missed your question there about CT scans that I've had. Here's the thing. The past is over. Okay. So what I don't want you to do is be thinking about what you did 2 years ago and how it's affecting you now. You've got to learn to let that go. Support the body to heal, to detoxify, and move on. Okay. So, yeah, of course, you want to minimize the damage that you're doing in the forms of radiation. If you do a lot of CT scans, but then you're sleeping next to your cell phone and you've got your router in your bedroom, that's much worse because that's every single day. So, what you do every day matters the most. That's why nutrition matters, our thoughts and feeling matters, because this is accumulating over, as you know, obviously, decades, your whole lifetime. So don't worry about what you did here and there. And there's lots of things you can do to mitigate the damage of the past. And it's over. Forgive yourself. Let's move on into what we can do today. All right. So I gave you, those of you on Facebook, my whatever it's called, website. And then I'll do this here for Facebook. Supplements for egg quality, CoQ10, omega-3, ginger. That all looks very, very good. The supplement that I want you to take for preventing miscarriage, however, is special. So I'm going to have you contact me about that. Okay, email me and I'll give you the link for that. It's very affordable. I think it's $22 for a bottle. I'm putting this in here, jenniferwaters.net. There's so much great information out there about supplements, protocols. Here's the thing I don't want you to do. I don't want you to keep doing the same stuff over and over. It's the great thing about CNY Fertility and Dr. Kiltz is that they're willing to change. They switch things up. They don't keep doing the same stuff over and over, right? So there's a big difference between leading up to your retrieval and then post retrieval in terms of what you're going to take. All right. So we can switch that up quite a bit. Best way to detox between IVF cycles and the medicines, lots of ways. Best way, sweat. Best way, move the body, right? Minimize your electromagnetic frequencies in your house. Okay. So all of that is simple. It's free. If you want to step it up a little bit, there's lots of things that we can do. The first thing you have to do, though, is get your cells energized with enough energy so that you can detox. And then we'll move you into, what do you want? 5 days, 28 days? What's realistic? Because I want you to feel successful. I don't want you to feel like, oh, I'm going to fast for 2 weeks. And then, 2 days into it, you're like, this is not a good idea. We already have enough suffering. We're trying to decrease the amount of suffering, right? We want you to be happy. And so to include things in your daily life that are easy, that make you feel better, and that support you on your journey. Okay, everybody, I got to go. I've got to jump on my bike to get to work on time. Time flies. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your interest in health. And make sure you be kind to yourself so that you can be kind to others. That is why we are here. You're welcome.